Right. Hi, everyone. This is a shout out to the Snafu guys. They are putting on what's called Operation Sledgehammer. Basically, it's the Minnesota Bolt Action Championships of 2023. So I wanted to show you guys what it is that's happening in Minnesota. Um, and if any of you viewers are from the US, give it a thought. Maybe go and play some bolt action. Right. So they sent me the pack, which is it's called Operation Sledgehammer. It's on the 29th and 30th of April. So we're getting there. Um, and look at this full selection, isn't it? Isn't that cool? 1100 requisition points, and it's got a 16 order dice limit. AKA, it's what you can have in the bag. You can have more in your list if you want to, but you can only have 16 order dice in the bag. I think this is a really neat little mechanic. Um, it does need a little bit extra, and they do have this in the pack. It needs a little bit extra rules to explain. So what does that mean? Are my reserves, are they counted, or what's happening, right? But yeah, I really like that. Um, Don't know why they crossed out generic though. You can have one or two reinforced platoons. They must be from armies of. So you can take theater lists if they are in armies of books. I think I would. I have to say, there are some pretty nifty theater lists in some of those. Um, you can also have one armor platoon or one theater selector. Um, so, what would you bring? I think I would take my armored my Stuart spam list if I was going to this. I think you are going to see armored platoons at this event if people want to win. Um, but it really depends, doesn't it? Anyways, um, and there is a list of approved extra nations, nations that doesn't really have their own army books, like the Canadian Army and the Chinese. That's all pretty nifty and very, very useful. Um, do, 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 do. So it may be used in reinforced platoons, units from that may be, yeah. So there is a list on their Discord channel, link in the description. If you want to go and talk to them. There are no naval observers, and I agree that that should go for most things. And Bulgarian, Hungarian, and Romanian forces get the German support units. Perfect. They have removed Avanti Savoia from the Italian army, replacing it with Axis support. That is reasonable as well. For my own tournament coming up, we have simply allowed the version 2 by Lorenzo of the armies of Italy because it's better. Um, no war correspondence, no special characters, no bold action courier. Yeah, and the lists are going to be submitted in a week on the 14th of April. I can see by sending them to the Snafu podcast guys. They've got an email address for that. Um, and then they have the standard stuff: what you should bring, what they should be modeled and painted. What happens if you drop out? What happens if you're a jerk? There's no cure for being a jerk. Um, what happens if there is like something wrong with the order dice? How that should be checked, which is really good. I think that should be done more than it is being done right now. There was an issue at the WTC where there was an issue with some of the order dice, and that's not good. It shouldn't happen. So check the order dice. That's perfectly fine. They're using Swiss matchup. Most tournaments do. So and they are playing a 2 hour 30 minutes um, game, which is very quick, but it's becoming more and more of a standard game time for many tournaments that I'm seeing. So some of the slow players are going to have to shuffle a little bit. I would suggest that you give the matchups before, like give them 15 minutes, maybe even half an hour if you can. Give the matchups as quickly as you can, because that will mean that they can get to their table, talk through what they need to do, and set up, and that takes a lot of time as well. So 2.5 hours should be only game time. And there are minor victories, minor losses. That's all perfectly fine. Secondary objectives, there will be objective cards in play, and that will be the tiebreakers. And you also record the number of kill points. Cool. And then there's the rules for how to use that 16 order dice in the bag only. And there's a whole FAQ down here at the bottom. Really nice. I am a huge fan of having a living fact where people can ask as soon as the tournament is announced. You can have the players ask what they need, and then the fact simply develops like that. But I think you should at least address some of the common issues that you have um, with the fact that you're building. So if you know what people are going to ask, then yeah, sure. Um, I also got the mission pack. The missions are all variations of missions from the rulebook. So the first one is called Devastating Attack. That's basically a kill point mission being played. And they have the rules for how you get a major victory, a minor victory. Then they have Surrounded, more or less straight from the rulebook. I'm not a huge fan of this because it's one of those weird ones where everything is sort of mixed up, but it's perfectly fine. You can play it. There's no reason not to. Then they have what's called Sector Dominance, which is a variation on sectors, basically, where you have some like objectives um, that are in play at the same time as you're playing sectors. And then they play Timely Objectives, again, a variant of that. Very nice. Timely Objectives is a very good um, mission for tournament play, in my view. It really works well. Um, and then Objective Grab. The final mission is Objective Grab, which is a variation of uh, key positions. So that is it. Good luck to anyone going to Minnesota here in April, and good luck to the Snafu guys. And thank you for setting this up. Cheers.